Hello, this is Dan and Darragh Doability, and this is episode 7. I'm Darragh McNicholas.
And I'm Dan Airy.
Today, Dan, I think we will have a look at the news, as we normally do. Little bits and pieces going on there. I think we will update people on our trip on the Dart.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That was definitely an interesting
That was a good day out.
Yeah.
That was very, very much a good day out. And as we said last week, we went out and had a chat with the Bray Rollers.
Yes, Bray Rollers Youth Cafe, so we'll have audio from that.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so into the news. Just a quick one there, Dan. I saw today in the Irish Independent from Catherine Donnelly. She was writing on research done by Geraldine Scanlon of UCD and Alison Doyle of Carers Education, and they were looking into people with intellectual disabilities and special needs going to college effectively, or not necessarily going to college, but leaving secondary school and heading out into third level education of some sort. And one of the big things that they found out, like students that have support survive an awful lot better, would make that transition an awful lot better after 13 kind of long years of a very structured primary and post-primary education. You know, I think you'd agree yourself that third level education is a different ballgame.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
You know, it's not so much turning up in class at 9 o'clock in the morning and being there till 2 o'clock in the afternoon and being told what to do. And
yeah, no, I would agree with that. It's very, as I was saying when we spoke with Gary a few weeks back, it's very much, you know, you take responsibility for your own. You're on your own. For your own learning. And then the support are there kind of to facilitate that. But it's very much, which is, it's freeing in a way, in one way, because it's like, if you don't do this well, it's on you. Yeah. You know, you can't kind of turn around and go, oh, it's your fault. You know, that kind of way. It's very much you put into it.
Yeah, but you know what the funny thing is? That
you get out of it what you put
that's the same for everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
which is pretty much probably the way it should be.
Exactly, I would agree with that. Yeah. You
know, same thing challenging anybody else who comes into third level education is like, it's your responsibility. There's nobody's going to sit over you and go, come on now, come over here now and do your homework. If you don't do what you don't do, and you don't get the grade. You don't get to go on to secondary, you don't get on to third year, you're not going to get your degree or your diploma.
And I think one thing that popped into my head there was kind of going, you don't get sympathy for it. You know, there's no, oh, poor you kind of thing, because you've got this situation, we're going to make allowances for you, which is great. Yeah. Because that's all people with disabilities want. They just want equality, and they want to be taken seriously and on their own merit. And that kind of
I think that's kind of one of the things that they had in the report, actually, funny enough as well, is that those that support, even the students with disabilities, will need additional support, and that's fine. Yeah. But they still have the same aspirations as everybody else, any other school leaver. You know, whether it's to go into education, whether it's to go and get a job, you know, whatever they want to do, it doesn't change just because they have a disability.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. So they went into it and they had a look at the Walk Foundation. We have a student on a course with us who's in that, so we see him not for every module that we have, but he joins us every now and again for them. Yeah, they look at those and those that are supported, I wouldn't say last longer, but survive it better, where they have supports, which I think, you know, a bit obvious really.
Yeah, and from the sounds of that, they would get more out of it as well.
Yeah, I suppose it's true. You know, I know we spoke to Chris when we were out in Bray, and he made the point that he'd gone off to, I don't know, it was a PLC or something that he'd done, but he was delighted to go to college, but he felt it was the wrong course for him. You know, and he'd rather hope that, you know, or kind of looking back, I think retrospectively, he'd rather hope that, you know, somebody would have told him, listen, Chris, this is what you should be doing. You should be doing this, or you're better suited to this. You know, I think that's might just be an indication of where, you know, support could be needed. You know, where you know, where it probably won't be a bad thing. So I just thought that was a clever little report, and I think it does, for some parts you might kind of say, a bit obvious. Yeah.
And I think it's, as you say, it is obvious, but at the same time, it's very important that the obvious issues are highlighted.
Yeah. So other news then, obviously we had the International Day of People with Disabilities.
Yes.
That was on Monday. Just two things on that, I suppose. A lot of buildings went purple in the country in support of it. Irish Rail Something enough we're going to talk about later on.
Yeah.
Lit Houston Station and Connolly purple. Trinity College and Bank of Ireland on College Green went purple. Dublin Bus on O'Connell Street, their building, they went purple. Liberty Hall went purple. Department of Education in Marlborough Street went purple. National Concert Hall, Convention Centre, and then outside of Dublin, Killarney and our own Rocket Castle down in Tipperary. Kilkenny Castle, went purple.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Obviously we don't hear enough about these things.
Yeah,
you know.
no,
It's probably made the news, but
I would agree. Yeah.
Just on that as well, the South Dublin County Council here in Tala, they have come up with, for their National Accessibility Week, they've come up with an interesting series of posters.
Okay.
And it's pretty much, I'm just looking at one here, that's great for radio, great for podcast, poor visuals. It's National Accessibility Week, and you've got a car parked in the middle of a playground on top of the jungle gym.
Right.
And the heading is, you wouldn't park here, so why park on the footpath?
I couldn't agree more.
Isn't it just very, very simple, very clever? I saw another one, then there's another one with a car parked in a goal mouth in the middle of a soccer match.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's, you wouldn't park here, so why not? Why park on the footpath?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's plenty of managers out there, Mourinho included, who's, you know, notorious for parking the bus. But, you know, just, I think it's just a clever way of highlighting.
Yes.
You know, why would you park in an accessibility or an accessible car parking space?
And I think as well, it comes back like that's an incredibly simple way to highlight a simple issue.
Yeah, you know, for I wouldn't say the rest of us, but you know, for people who do park there, I mean, they might not just give it a care. But if you can relate it then to parking somewhere stupid, because that's what it is. It is a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
To park in those kind of parking spaces. Dan, shall we talk about the dart?
Yes, we shall.
Okay.
That was a very
It was an interesting day.
up and down experience.
Up and down experience, unfortunately. And I do want to say that the dart have come back to us, and because we sent our findings to them, I sent them a rather long email.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've apologised, you know, but pretty much what else can they do? You know, they've looked into the situation. The message just didn't get through to the right people at the right time. They've asked us to come back and do it again. Have another go. We might.
Yeah.
You know, we know you're expecting a new wheelchair.
Yes. I should be hopefully getting that this weekend.
That'd be pretty good. So, you know, maybe over the next couple of weeks, when we have a little bit of time over Christmas, we can, you know, we take a day out and we go a different direction and maybe hit one of the unmanned stations maybe, and just, you know, give them a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, so will we?
So to give our listeners a bit of context, this is the recording of our little adventure of the weekend.
Okay, here we go. So, Dan, here we are, Pier Street Dart Station. You came by bus and so did I, not in the same bus.
Yeah.
You took a 16, I took a 27. I had no issues. Got here no problem, but...
I had a little bit of an issue because I was meant to get off just...
Yeah, Foster's Place.
Foster's Place, yeah.
I'm waiting for you. I see the bus arriving. There's a car parked in the bus stop. The bus landed well short of the bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
It stopped, let people off.
And
they got off in the middle of the road, almost.
What usually happens with that is I wait for the ramp to go down, and there's the signal goes wheelchair ramp opening. So I wait for that, and then I do what I need to do and get off. But I didn't. I knew that was the stop I needed to get off, but
didn't happen.
The ramp wasn't being open, so I had
there we
to.
Go. You got off the next stop. I had to walk down to meet you.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, but we're here, Pier Street.
We're here.
Yeah, we haven't met a member of staff yet. We've got on the lift. We've come up. We're put straight onto the platform. There are no staff here at the moment. There's nobody on the barriers, so we've nobody to tell. Okay, we're about 15 minutes early.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay too.
It's always better to be early. Yeah.
I'm sure someone's going to turn up. We're sitting here in the seats next to the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all set and ready.
We're making it easy for everybody. Lovely. We'll come back to you again in a minute. So Dan, here we are back again, still on the platform. The dart has left without us.
Mm-hmm.
No staff.
Nope.
Can't find them.
Nope.
Nobody on the gate?
Nope.
Nobody in the station master's office?
Nope.
Nobody in the canteen?
Nope.
No. Cleaner can't even find them.
Yeah, so it is, there's about a half an hour left.
Another half an hour for another dart
Yeah.
to take us to Bray.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, the message you sent yesterday that didn't get through, or nobody cares.
Yeah, that's what I'm a bit surprised about, because I talked to them yesterday. I was clear about the times that I wanted, and they said we'll contact Bray and say such and such is.
Yeah, now in fairness, a couple of people who are getting on the dart did say, listen, you want a hand with the ramp?
Yeah, and we
You know,
appreciate that a huge
I
amount.
wouldn't be happy enough to be picking that up, to be honest. I'm sure all the CIE staff have had manual handling training. You know, if I did my back in picking that up, I don't think anybody would be paying for me to go to hospital. So here we are. We've checked the station master's office, nobody there, nobody in the canteen. So we'll just have to wait and see if someone turns up for the next dart.
Mm-hmm. And we will say that we do appreciate the help that we were offered.
No, absolutely.
A huge amount.
Yeah, the man there holding the door open for us and everything. We can't delay the whole dart just for us. We'll be back with more news in a minute. Yeah, so here we go. A little bit of an update. We're now 16 minutes to go, another dart to come.
Yeah, we managed to find a member of staff.
Yes, we did.
And we informed them of what happened, and they said, we'll get you on next.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Dan said he was downstairs, didn't know we were here. I didn't see him on the way in. I'm not sure if you did or not.
No.
I suppose the response, I am angry.
Yes.
I know you're less angry because you're just used to this.
Yeah, I suppose you were kind of saying, well, I'm guessing that you might have been a bit surprised by the fact that I'm not.
Disappointed, Dan.
Yeah, I suppose, but I am. I just suppose, as you said, I'm quite used to it. So.
Yeah, I know. We had a discussion. I mean, what if you know you were heading out to do something or something somewhere you had to be.
Yeah.
You know, here we are half an hour later, still sitting waiting for the dart.
Mm. I mean, it's great chatting to you, but
it's lovely, Dan. It's
I
great
would
spending time with you. I absolutely really do. We've covered off to the ground when we're not on air.
Yeah.
But you know,
we would like to be going somewhere.
So here we are back in Tara Street after a trip out to Bray. No further mishaps.
Thankfully,
yeah. No, just I think what we did see towards the end there is how it should work.
Yeah.
You know, we got out to Bray, somebody there met us, ramp came out, how we lads, lovely customer service.
Yeah.
You know, you can be heading back, lads. You know, what time do you think you go back at? Brilliant.
And I think that's the one thing that when it does work, it's very smooth. It just that's the issue is that like when.
Yeah, it's the when bit. That's it,
yeah.
You know, I mean, when we got back to Bray at the Daily Station, we were met at the door. How we lads?
Yeah.
Where are you heading? You know, that's it. They told us we're roughly where we should be standing, so they could put the ramp up to the right carriage in relation to where we were going to Tara Street. Met here off the train at Tara Street. No problem.
And I'd like to say a particular thank you to Philip, who had a chat with us, and I've now taken his details, and he said if I need any further assistance in the future.
Give us mobile number to either if there's a problem or if you need you're heading that way to. He said he sorted out for you.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. We have been
Dan Airy
and Darragh McNicholas for Dan and Darragh Do Ability. We'll talk to you soon. So there you have it, Dan. Our little trip to Bray.
Mm-hmm.
I probably did come across as being really, really annoyed, and I was really, really annoyed on the day.
As you should have been.
Yeah, annoyed and disappointed. I know, as it turned out, that you can't access the ramp anyway. You need a special train key, held by a special trained person, to unlock the ramp before it can be taken down. So it is kept away from the general public so they can't hurt themselves. So, you know, to those people who did stop and say, listen, we'll help you, we'll get down the ramp and stuff like that, we do thank you, but there was nothing you could have done anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then pretty much not an awful lot more we can say about that, really.
Yeah, I mean, as we said in the clip there, like when it works,
Perfect.
it's smooth as
Yeah.
silk.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. There shouldn't be any sort of, there should be no great deal of planning required.
I mean, we understand that, like, and it's the same for anyone else, that like there is an element of planning in any travel that you do at any particular point.
Exactly. What time will I see you at? Where are we going to go? Meet you there.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly. Now, having said that, like, there obviously is going to be that extra need for planning with people like myself, but
Yeah, because your timekeeping is terrible.
exactly, yes. But it should be as minimal as possible, and I think, given that, like, we were there, one time my timekeeping was actually
Absolutely,
good.
Because you were meeting me.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were 15 minutes early. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, and I think as you were saying to me in the clip there, like, it's, I got the impression from you that you were quite surprised that I was
Calm.
that I was
Yeah, that you hadn't driven over half a dozen people in a blind rage.
But I suppose if that would have been me, like a few, not even a few years ago, but in time gone by, shall we say, I would have been absolutely
Hopping.
Yeah. But it's just, as I said, I'm so used to it at this stage, and you just, I'm on the verge of actually, like, laughing at it at times. You're just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That'd be my reaction to it at this stage.
Do you know, I was thinking about after Dan, and they should redesign the Dart.
Yeah.
Because we spoke about the platforms and the issues they have with different height trains and different height commuter trains and the Dart and stations and the age and the infrastructure. I was thinking about, redesign the Dart cab, let the driver be in charge of a ramp like it's on a bus.
Yeah, okay.
Like the driver's not supposed to overshoot the platform anyway, so he's going to be on the platform. He's going to see what's happening. You park up there at the top of the platform. You're waiting for the train. Dart comes in. Driver sees you, turns around, opens the door, puts out the ramp. You go on. Everyone goes away. There's no need for manual handling. There's no need for people putting out ramps. So there's a challenge to Irish Rail. Go and spend millions on redesigning the Dart. Engineer out the issue rather than trying to look for solutions.
Yeah, and I can almost telegraph some of your arguments in saying that this is costly, and it's going to be costly for obvious reasons. But I think
if they're serious though, Dan, about inclusion, if they're serious about getting everybody on the Dart and having no barriers to access.
Exactly, and I think that, like, it's one of those things that, like, that investment will be paid back tenfold.
Absolutely.
Or more.
Yeah.
If that's put in place.
Yeah.
It's only a theory, but that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe we'll design one for them, Dan, and we'll get out with crayons and we'll draw them a little Dart with an accessible ramp operated by the driver of the train. I'm sure they'll probably, go, well, I just drive trains, I don't operate ramps. But, we'll talk to them too. Okay. So then, we visited the Bray Rollers on Tuesday night. So 2 trips to Bray in the 1 week. This is a youth club you're involved in.
Yeah. So to give you a bit of context, I have been a member of the Irish Wheelchair Association since I was a very young child, and I used to take part in summer camps with them, summer sport camps, I should say, and I absolutely love them. And I've unfortunately gotten a bit too old for them at this stage. But this is kind of another avenue, I suppose. As part of the IWA, it's kind of, I would describe it as a great social outlet, because you're in contact with like-minded people, in, if not the exact same circumstances, very similar.
Yeah.
So you can share
Everything's
experiences.
relatable.
Yeah, exactly. You can share experiences, share hardships, share a laugh. We have quite a few different events on at different points in the year. I was actually involved. Was it last year? I think, with a fashion show.
I can see in a pair of high heels already.
Not in the capacity.
Oh,
you're
sorry.
thinking.
Okay, all right. Get the image out of my head.
Exactly. That we did with another youth club in Bray last year. So I was the MC for that. So that was a great fun. And so to get back to Tuesday night. So having known them for a few years now, I was just interested as to what their thoughts were on the perception of disability as it is now. So we spoke to Sean O'Kelly, who is a disability activist. He set up the A Day on My Wheels campaign.
Is that Sean O'Kelly off the radio?
It is. Yes, he's currently on
DJ Sean.
DJ Sean, exactly. He is currently on Dublin South FM.
What time, Dan?
From 4 to 5.
What day, Dan?
On Friday evenings on a show called Included. So if you haven't listened to that already,
get on it.
Do go give it a listen. It is
well worth it.
Brilliant. Congrats to him. So we spoke to him, but first we have Luka.
Hi, my name's Luka, and I'm really into my drawing and art.
Nice to meet you, Luka. How would you describe your relationship with your chair? Is it positive or negative?
I'd say it's mostly positive because it, helps me be mobile. But, I guess you can have problems with your wheelchair because, unfortunately with this country, it takes for ages to get new wheelchairs. By the time you get your new wheelchair, you've probably outgrown your measurements, so it can be a bit strenuous making sure you get your wheelchair comfortable as possible.
Yeah, I can concur with that for sure. How do you think others view you?
When I say, obviously, when they first probably see me, they do probably will notice the wheelchair, because, they probably notice, they're used to, seeing, just normal able-bodied people walking by, and then so they see, a wheelchair going, they, sort of get, nervous, and then they start, laughing, or they kind of act, a bit rude, which I don't think is their fault. I just think people just get a bit nervous around people with disabilities.
And how does that make you feel?
And well, it doesn't really sometimes it can make me a bit extra anxious about approaching them and stuff, but I would say it's fine, because I totally understand it's probably a normal response they would have.
Do you think people's views of you are affected by your disability?
I'd say once they get to know me, probably not, because they probably get to know I have a really good personality, I'm really funny, and I'm really artistic, and I have great opinions. If they have problems, they find I'm a really good source of advice and solutions to their problems.
You're somebody people can confide in. That's great to hear. So does your disability affect your mental health?
When I was younger, when I was in a wheelchair, it gave me anxiety, but then I grew up and matured, and I just probably gotten used to it, so it doesn't really give me really anxiety. But I still have I still get social anxiety if you go to say a party or a social event or anything like that, because you always get worried you're the elephant in the room, and people are just gonna be nervous to ask you questions. Which I prefer they ask questions and then act awkward around me and act nervous.
Yeah, that's something I was going to ask you actually. Do you have any advice for people, I suppose, on how to interact with you?
Like, just treat them like a normal person. Like, we're not going to attack you, we're not going to bite. We're like normal. We're just going to be normal if you're going to be normal, you know? Just don't act weird around people with disabilities, because it can make the person feel like they're like the black sheep in the crowd, and like make them feel anxious and nervous.
What do you get out of the Bray Rollers Youth Cafe? Why are you here?
I get a good sense of community because I'm around other wheelchair users, and it makes me feel like I can talk to people about, like, it's more just because it's the relatability of it. There's not a lot of people who use wheelchairs, and it's just nice to talk to people who are like, who understand what you're going through, and like you can relate on things and in conversations and podcasts like this.
What needs to change to improve Ireland's attitude towards disability?
Probably the main change that probably has to happen is just people's perceptions. Like I said earlier, don't be nervous. We won't act weird if you don't act weird. That's just what I'm going to say.
Thank you very much, Luka.
See it.
My name is Sean, and I'm a disability activist. I set up a campaign called A Day in My Wheels.
So, Sean, how would you describe your relationship with your chair? Is it positive or negative?
With my chair, it's very positive. Having said that, the terrain outside is not so kind to the chair. There's many barriers, many barriers out there, be it physical as well as mental, or in terms of society putting barriers out there for us, or for me.
And how do you think others view you?
The majority accept me for who I am. I would hope that, it would extend to the wider public. I am currently on the job hunt, and the biggest difficulty is trying to gain employment. And I would hope that my disability isn't holding me back, and that the employers aren't discriminating on grounds of disability, because that isn't allowed. I would hope that in time, many, if not all, employers out there, both small, medium and large businesses, would be equal opportunities employers and would stick to their word, if you like.
Do you think people's views of you are affected by your disability?
No way. At least I hope they aren't. I am who I am, and I don't know any different. People around me, family, friends, don't know me any differently. So I hope not.
Good to know. And does your disability affect your mental health?
It doesn't, except, it's right to feel like this. When there are barriers that come up, I do feel annoyed, rightly so. But it never affects my mental health in the long term, I feel like.
And what do you get out of the Bray Rollers Youth Cafe? Why are you here?
I love being part of a community, and that's in every community I belong to. And I love meeting with like-minded people, and I have been here a very, very, very long time, and I don't think there's any time. I don't think I'm going to be gone I think I'll be here forever.
When you say a very long time, how long exactly, or do you know?
As far as I remember, I was an early teenager, and I'm now nearly 26. So it's been a long time.
In your opinion, what needs to change to improve Ireland's attitude towards disability?
First and foremost, perception around disability. Also, from a governmental level, things need to change, even from the smallest little thing, as people parking on footpaths, blocking footpaths, and that's become very apparent. I see posts on Twitter, and it happens multiple times every day. I mean, only last year, I think it was this time last year, Ireland ratified the UN's CRPD, and I know that you have mentioned it in previous podcasts. After 10 years, I mean, 10 years is a long time, and I've been one of those outside Dáil Éireann protesting to get it ratified. But this country is so backwards in terms of equality or inequality for people with disabilities, right down to public transport, the basic necessities. I mean, don't get me started, but there's a long road ahead, and there's many out there that will fight for equality until the very end.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you so much.
So that was the Bray Rollers Youth Cafe, and Sean and Luka. Thank you very much, guys, for taking the time to
Absolutely,
to chat to us.
you know, some good insights there.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely very interesting to hear their point of views.
yeah, and a huge thanks to Dave Barry, who
Yeah.
is the coordinator for the Irish Wheelchair Association. Huge thanks for him for letting us in and disrupting his club and hijacking everything, really. You know, so thanks very much, Dave.
And we will have more from the Bray Rollers in the coming weeks.
Absolutely, yeah.
So stay tuned.
Lots
for
of
that.
content. I think that pretty much wraps us up, Dan. If anybody wants to get us, they can get us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, now on iTunes.
Yeah,
This is pretty big for us anyway.
that's the new edition. So,
Yeah, and SoundCloud. But if you're going to go into iTunes, we'd ask that you do subscribe. You know, it'll save us the bother of annoying people, and you can just get this downloaded to you every week. We'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
And if you want to contact us, you can get us on.
Dan and Darragh doability@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'll talk to
Exactly.
you soon. I've
Thanks,
been Darragh McNicholas.
And I've been Dan Airy.
Good evening and good night.